We back, boys, to day 94 of becoming a millionaire. I missed you guys. It's been a couple days since I last posted, and that's okay. All right. And if you guys don't know me already, my name is Daniel Diaz. All right. This is day 94 of scaling our lead generation agency. I have a partner named Matthew. We both run this together, and right now we got 3 clients still in the service delivery process. Now we're stuck with dealing with 3 clients and so far not being able to deliver results. So we might have to drop one. That is just to reduce our risk because, running our clients' campaigns costs us money. We're just trying to reduce as much risk as we can. So that is where we're at right now. Okay. And I just wanted to make this video. All right. Number one, because I like making these style of videos. And number two, I got to share the gospel. I love talking about Jesus. I myself love Jesus, and I am a follower of the Lord. So those are the 2 reasons I want to do it. And as I'm pursuing business, all right, I run this lead gen agency. I've been at it the last almost 100 days now. And before this, I was doing e-com for 3 years. So I have about 4 or 5 years of experience under my belt in the online business game. One sec. And I just kind of wanted to share everything that helped me on this journey of becoming a millionaire. And I know there's a ton of you guys out there with the same ambition as I do, just different vehicles. I might do a lead gen agency. You guys might run ads for, I don't know. Or, I don't know. You guys get it. Oh, all right. Yeah. So before you guys also say, is this a video about using God for material? No, it's not. Okay. I am simply sharing how the Bible made me the person to make 7 figures. Okay. I'm not saying believe in God and receive $1 million. No, that's not how it works, bro. I'm just here to share my philosophy without trying to force my religion onto you. Because these are things that I applied and helped me, okay? Helped me be more productive, to get more output out, to make the right decisions, etc. All right? And my faith in Jesus has completely changed my life around. Completely. He gave me clear direction, where to put my energy. I wake up with a purpose almost, and he has given me these talents, these goals, and these ambitions. Ultimately, he gave me life. He gave me life, and without him, I have nothing. It's all in vain. I'm doing this almost for God because I think this is what he wants me to do. And I, myself, love doing this. I could do this all day long, bro. Working on my business, posting content, talking and networking with people from across the world. Some of my favorite things to do, bro. And it doesn't feel like work. Yes, it can make me millions of dollars, but it makes every day feel like a vacation. School is what makes my days feel tedious. Like I have to go to school and I have to do this. I genuinely have zero interest in that stuff. My only interest is on this business and ultimately chasing financial freedom, escaping the matrix, as what they call it. But yeah, I wanted to make this video for you guys, addressing some key principles that I've learned from the Bible that is ultimately going to make me a millionaire. All right, boys. So Luke 14:28. This is the first Bible verse I wanted to talk about. And this Bible verse made me realize how important visualizing is. Visualizing and planning. Those 2 key things I've always neglected when I started any type of online business. I always neglected it, bro. every time I started something new, I would start it with uninformed optimism. All right, I didn't know shit about the actual business model. It looked good, and then I would typically try it, and then I would leave with informed pessimism. I would then understand this is going to take longer than I expected. This is going to be harder than I thought. And that completely changes the trajectory of starting the business because I didn't plan enough. All right. I didn't visualize the process. I just did it. All right. And that is what ultimately messed me up a couple times. So you guys can avoid that mistake. If we can hop into here. All right. This little framework I cooked up. Everyone starts with a vision, bro. All right. Every single one of you start with a vision. And some typical visions, all right, is becoming a millionaire. Very typical visions, or, becoming famous. I personally don't. But everyone has these visions, all right? And it's up to you to actually make these visions of yours come to reality, or ultimately stay as a vision. Vain. Useless. Okay? This is a Bible verse. One sec. So, where there is no vision, the people perish. So, when you start up a new type of business, or if you are already running a business, you want to continue to visualize the process, continue to visualize the outcome you want, and continue to establish that base, because the more thought energy you put towards these visions, the more it will materialize. The more likely it will be to happen, because when you have more thought energy going towards this vision, it will subconsciously change how you act. It will change your habits, change the things you do, how you think. And that those ways of change are ultimately to help you achieve that goal, okay? You have to let the way of change flow in you. If you want to achieve a certain goal, you have to change those three things I said: your actions, your habits, your thoughts, into those that align with the outcome that you want. So the more thought energy you put towards this vision, that will create more desire. And desire can be dangerous, believe it or not. You can use desire as fuel, or you can use desire to actually get you further from the goal. If you have desire and your actions and your intentions don't align with that desire, or you're not putting in the required efforts to make this desire / vision come to fruition, that is mental masturbation. It's only gonna keep you stagnant. Okay, and that's not what you want. You want to be flowing like water, right? Because water can't freeze, bro. Flowing water cannot freeze. All right? So you want to keep on flowing. And you if you get still, you're going to end up freezing. So you want to decide, am I going to take action on this vision I want? Am I going to be a man and take action? And if you decide yes, then you have to start planning, okay? How am I going to do this now? If I want to become a millionaire, how am I going to become a millionaire? What plans? Like what resources do I need? This is imperative to success. You need to plan, all right? And this is a framework I've taken to my heart now. PPPPP. Sorry, PPPPPP. All right, 6 P's. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. This is what Brian Tracy once said. If you guys know him, he is a millionaire that was raised around here where I was born. And this right here, WPO, BPO. When you plan, you want to make a T chart almost, and you want to have the worst possible outcomes and the best possible outcomes. You want to list, if you start this business or whatever plan you have to obtain the goal you want, make a list of the worst possible outcomes, all right? The bottom one being the absolute worst thing that could happen to you if you start, and the best possible outcomes, right? The best possible outcomes that would happen if you start this, all right? And you will truly realize that your worst possible outcome isn't even that bad, right? You have to put it in perspective and stop thinking it, bro. You have to measure it, because what gets measured gets managed. You guys should know this. So that's what I would do, and obviously do a lot of research to whatever business model you start. And again, you don't want to hop into something with uninformed optimism. You want to be knowledgeable on what you're about to get into, so you can actually run the race, bro. Next, execution. This is where only 10% of you guys make it, believe it or not. The execution part, bro. This is where I'm at. And it's when you take those plans and actually act on it. And you actually put the plan in action. All right? This is a Bible quote, and this is actually what helped me get to the execution state every single time I had a thought. All right? The soul of the sluggard desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. It's Proverbs 13:4. All it is saying is the soul who desires, all right? The guy who just wants here and doesn't plan anything, he doesn't execute that vision, he just lets that desire sit in his mind and continue to live his mundane life. That is what the soul of the sluggard has now. Nothing. All right? Because he didn't execute. But the soul of the diligent, the hands of the hardworking, of the ones who take action, these are the ones who will ultimately reap what they harvested. Okay? That is actually what drives desire into material. Because again, desire can be destructive or it can help you. And if you are actively working to achieve your goal, you have the actions and intentions. Desire, you can use that desire to fuel your actions and intentions. Okay? And it helps. I do this by visualizing. I think about the things I have when I have this goal, all right? And that acts as a fuel to make me work harder, bro. It's a cheat code. And ultimately, whenever the time is right, whenever God has put you through enough, that is when you can reap. But if you guys see here, 80% of achieving success is about sowing, about working with your hands. All right? So that is why not a lot of people succeed in this space. Because it takes a lot of sowing, bro. And people don't want to sow. They just want to reap. So focus on what you guys can do, which is sow. And understand that you guys will be sowing these seeds for a while. Planting these seeds for a long time. And there's going to be a lot of tribulation with that, you know? There's going to be bad weather. There's going to be birds eating at your crops. There's going to be X and Y happening. But it's your job to remain focused and remain empty. Okay? When you put less emotions towards these goals, it's like, okay, time for the next challenge. Let's go. Well, whatever happens, happens. Because you know that you will achieve this goal anyways. It's inevitable. So the next thing I wanted to talk about. Mental strength. All right. Matthew 5:39. If someone strikes you on one cheek, turn to them the other also. This is a funny little meme I made. John Jones, Daniel Cormier, prospect axe kicking Cormier with their cold outreach. Basically, all this image is trying to portray here is when you run a business, bro, you have to learn to get kicked in the nuts again and again and again. It's going to happen, all right? If you're doing any type of cold outreach, or even if you're running ads, whatever type of business model you guys are doing, you guys will get kicked in the nuts by Meta, by a prospect, and you guys have to be okay with it, all right? When you're cold calling, you have to go through at least 25 to 50 calls before landing an appointment. That's what I mean by turn to the other cheek. As soon as you get rejected, smacked in the face by a hard rejection or a client that's pissed off, move on. Be like, here's my other cheek. Okay. God bless you, sir. Have an amazing day. Instead of being emotional about it, like a lot of you guys do, and end up not calling anyone else that same day because they got rejected. And next thing you know, they missed out on appointments. That next call could have been an appointment, bro. You just need to be able to turn to the other cheek, man, and just brush it off every single time. I'll give you an example. When we were running cold email, one of our campaigns, our copy was honestly shit. We didn't realize it, right? We sent the campaign out, and we just kept on getting kicked in the nuts. We were getting negative replies from a bunch of prospects telling us to stop emailing them, and this is the worst cold email ever, and never message me again, block me, unsubscribe, all that stuff. And that was a positive because it truly taught us how to actually run a proper email campaign. If we didn't get kicked in the nuts a bunch of times, then we wouldn't have known any better. So, love to fail, love to get slapped in the face, and love to turn your other cheek. All right, never get upset over any type of prospect or failing, because what will that actually get you, man? You got to be stoic in this business space. So next, boys, the success paradox. 1 Corinthians 3:6. I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So this is a quick little illustration. This is a farmer, all right? And let's say this guy is you, all right? And you are trying to build up this business. You're doing all this watering, and it's not growing immediately, and you're getting frustrated now. You're like, grow now. You're forcing it to grow. When it's not going to grow as soon as you have that one wish. No, it's not. That's reality. And then you come here, and now he's walking away on what he started to build because the seeds didn't grow how he thought they would. And that is the reality of running a business. It will never go how you expect it to go. You just have to focus on watering. That is your only goal, and that is all you can do on this earth. All right? You have to let God take the rest, okay? The growing, that is what God does. That is what He is here for. All we have to do is just water, okay? And do what we can do, and not expect it to grow in any type of way, but expect it to grow in mysterious ways, in ways that you'd never even expected or thought of, because that's how reality goes. It's funny. So God brings the increase, and if you know that, it's impossible to quit. If it's impossible to quit, it's impossible to fail. So you keep on going until you win. It's a cheat code, bro. So it's the never-ending work cheat code. I can work forever after listening to these things. Stop relying on yourself when anything is possible with God. Work, and He will provide. That is how it goes. Okay? You reap what you sow. There is an ending to that. There's always an ending. And if you don't decide to give up, you will ultimately experience the success and reap. So, next. Proverbs 23:7. The power of God-given imagination. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So, this is powerful, all right? You are what you think of. So you ultimately do become what you believe. Negative thinking does lead to negative results. Success does start in the mind first. And develop the habits, thoughts, and actions in order to obtain X goal. So this is when my life has truly changed and my entrepreneurial journey. As soon as I completely changed the ways I think and changed the things I do and changed the people I hang out with, that is when I changed my life around. That is when I developed this mindset to ultimately have the same output as a millionaire would, because I put myself on the same frequencies as they do. I'm on the same frequency, okay? But the money just hasn't caught up to my reality yet. And that's where I'm at now. Like, I already know I obtained this goal. Now I'm simply on my way to get it. And God is leading the path so I can end up getting this goal. And I'm just trusting in God. That's all I can do. And I can only work. So I believe I am already a millionaire. And that is why all of my actions and all of my habits and all of my actions align with that. You know? You guys might have different goals and different ambitions. And that is up for you to decide. So boys, that is the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys want more of these, just comment down below. We have been grinding on the agency, bro. And we know that God will continue to give us the strength and support we need to reap the harvest. So, boys, hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 95. Peace.